Ready when you guys are.
So you're going to have a new look sort of team on Wednesday night, will you not?
Yeah, we will. I mean, we'll be without a couple of guys, but again, it's a sneak peek into next year, and that's kind of the whole idea behind playing in this tournament is to get a jump start and maybe get some rotations and get a look at some guys. Like to get some of our young guys some more significant minutes, and this is an opportunity to do that. And play against good competition, teams that have won a lot of games throughout the year, and this is an invitational tournament. It's not just whoever wants to be there. So great opportunity.
Is the way that you'll split up those minutes pretty obvious? I mean,
not necessarily. Torrey Miller's the one guy I really want to get kind of in the flow a little bit, playing more than he has over the last 6 to 8 games, because he's a guy that's got a bright future. And but Dom Collier, he had a chance to play the point. Ski won't be in the backcourt with him, so get a chance to look at him and Xavier Talton and Jerron Hopkins, and so it's a great opportunity for everybody. But we're going to play to win. I mean, we'll try to advance as far as we can and take this thing as far as it'll go.
Can you tell us any more about Ski's decision and like how he came about that?
No, I just said, hey, how you feeling? He said, Coach, I don't want to play. I said, okay. He's a senior. I can't really comment on that. That's probably an answer, not me. But again, I respect it. We'll move on. It is what it is.
Is he going to be around the team at all?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, he's certainly welcome to. He's part of our basketball family, and he always will be. He's had a great career here. So I couldn't answer that either. I don't know. Other than, I spoke to him briefly yesterday after our team meeting when we talked to the team, and I've talked to him since.
He's taking a lot of heat on social media for his decision. Is that fair?
I don't know if it's fair or not, but I did mention to Ski, I said, now, we realize you're going to take some heat with this decision. And he shook his head like he understood. So, goes with the territory. Ski's a big boy. He's an adult now. He's going to be a college graduate in May. So it's not for me to comment on, because I'm not a social media guy. You're not finding me on Twitter and all that stuff. So I talk to the media like I am right now, but after that, it's that's it for me.
Are you disappointed?
I like the regular media, not the social.
We're not too social anyway.
Are you disappointed in his decision? Just because you want
again, I'm not. My thing is, I just we're moving on. It doesn't matter how Tad Boyle feels. It's about the guys that are, I said after the Arizona game, my whole thing between that day and where we are today, and certainly as we move forward, is I want to find out the players in this program who have both feet in. And that's what I want. I don't want somebody out on this practice floor preparing for a game who's like doing so reluctantly. So from that standpoint, I respect Ski's decision. It's about who wants to be here and who's committed to being here and who wants to compete, who's committed to competing. And that's who I want, in that locker room and taking the floor for us.
The vibe you got from your team about playing in this tournament, was it what you wanted?
Well, initially, I think I mentioned yesterday, we're excited about playing.
Yeah.
We're glad the CBI exists, or we wouldn't be playing.
Right.
I don't think it's anybody's first choice.
Yeah.
And the people that run this tournament understand that and know that. But they also know there's a market for it, because there's still some good college basketball teams that have had good years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Colorado isn't one of those, but based on our expectations. But again, I think we've been playing well these last 5 games. And I was asked, Brian, you may have asked me, did that have an effect on your decision? And the answer is yes. Absolutely. We've been playing good, and we're finally healthy, which we haven't been for the majority of the season. So, and I, I enjoy coaching this team. I'm looking forward to coaching this team. I'm as excited today for practice as any day of the year. I really am. I feel like I've been born again. I'm here. I am, and I know it's the middle of March, and guys' bodies might be a little tired, and their minds might be a little tired, but hey, we got a chance to compete, play in March, and that's why we prepare all season, just for opportunities to do it. We recognize it for what it is, but we're going to take the floor and feed our tails off.
You're going to have a size advantage over Gardner Webb.
We will.
Pretty distinct. What can you tell us about how they might combat that?
Well, number one, they shoot the 3 ball extremely well. I think they're the top 30 in the country in scoring. They make 8 threes a game, so we're going to have to guard the 3-point line. So, you know, what we have an advantage on in terms of size, they have an advantage on in terms of being able to shoot the ball from the perimeter from a lot of different positions. So that's an advantage for them, and so it'll be a great challenge for us to make sure we guard their perimeter players, and our bigs are going to have to get out on the floor and guard a little bit, which is something they're capable of doing, and we're going to have to hopefully get the ball inside and make them pay for not matching up with us. So Gardner Webb's a good team, well coached, got some good players.
Dustin Thomas is another guy you're not going to have in this tournament.
Right.
Was that something where you had to sit down with him, or were you expecting this at all?
Yeah, Dustin and I have talked, and it didn't like come out of left field. So, but I felt, and Dustin concurred that for this tournament, it's probably better that he not play, especially now that we've made the announcement public. And part of that was for Dustin to kind of move on and get his release, find out what schools are interested in him, what schools he's interested in, and because he's going to basically go through the recruiting process all over again this spring. And with us having spring break next week, it allows him to maybe have a chance to take some visits. And if we kept it under wraps a little bit longer, that was a possibility. But again, that just postpones the inevitable. And I got great respect for Dustin Thomas and what he's done in the 2 years he's been here, the kind of young man he is. Comes from his mom's a terrific woman, and so he doesn't leave here with any ill will towards us. We certainly have no ill will towards him. It just he feels like he's better suited to move on, and we support him in that decision. And again, I respect him.
You feel confident that the guys that are going to play, feel confident that everybody has 2 feet in this program?
I feel confident, yeah. I mean, I haven't met with every player, but certainly an individual player meeting started on Sunday. Continue today, they'll continue tomorrow. These guys have to go to school and study hall, and there's a lot of demands on their time. So I'm going to try to knock off 2 or 3 every single day. But yeah, the guys I've talked to up to this point have both feet in. If they didn't, they wouldn't be playing this tournament.
Why didn't it work out with Dustin, in your opinion?
Well, I think Dustin, a couple of things. Number one, I think he wants to play a little bit more on the perimeter, and we were willing to play him. I think the fact that, Wesley Gordon is playing the 4 spot and is a sophomore, the same kind of class as Dustin. Maybe he felt like the playing time. I think it's more the biggest reason is probably playing time. But he loves his teammates, loves the university. He's done really well academically. And again, the thing I respect about Dustin is what he brought to the practice floor every day, his attitude, his effort, his work ethic. He's going to be very, very successful wherever he ends up. And, it's hard to quantify why that decision was, what the deciding factor was, but I think if you had to put it in a simple sentence, it'd be playing time.
There's been a general feel I'm getting from fans that the sky is falling approach of this program. Things are kind of crumbling a little bit.
No, absolutely not. No, I feel as good today as I've ever been. We've got some commitments from the kids that are coming in next year. We've got a lot of good young players in the program. We've got 4 seniors coming back next year. We've been in the program for 4 years. No, I feel really good about where we are and where we're headed. The sky is not falling. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be better next year than we were this year. And that's why I'm so excited for that to get started.
Dustin. Also today it was announced that you guys are going to play Iowa State next November in a neutral site game. Can you talk about that matchup you just did?
Yeah, it's a hell of an opportunity. I mean, to open up the season against. I think that might be preseason top 5 next year, depending on what happens in off season. You never know. You know, in March what's going to be happening next November. Because a lot of things can change, but. Iowa State is Fred Hoiberg's the coach. A good friend of mine. I don't like playing good friends, but it's an opportunity for a neutral site game, in South Dakota, at a nice venue. I heard the arena there is very, very nice. It was built for kind of events like this, and I think it's the 3rd or 4th year they've been doing it. And, we almost won it last year. Just things didn't work out. This year it did, and top 5 team on a neutral site. I mean, open up the season. We tested her.
That'll be the season opener, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Do you feel confident that this will be the end of attrition for this team?
We'll see. I hope so, but you never know. Again, I always say during the months of October through March, every decision I make, and I want every decision that our players make with the best interest of the University of Colorado basketball program in mind. I know every decision I make has that at the forefront. Now, when you're dealing with young men and careers, and in March, it's a time to sit down and reevaluate what's happened and where they're going individually, and that's a time where kids have to make decisions for themselves. And the last couple of years, we've been talking about kids that have made decisions to leave here to go early to the NBA, Andre and Spencer. That's an individual decision that they have to make, what's best for them. Dustin just made one that's best, he feels like is in his best interest. And every player that I'm talking to on a one-on-one basis, we're talking about their specific situation, what their goals are, where they need to improve, where they fit into our program, what my expectations are of them. And so those are very individualistic meetings. And to answer your question, I don't know. Wait and see. You got it.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.